Hey Flosstube, it's Lori McClary, textilist, and I am back to do the WIP parade that I talked about in my last video. And if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. If you're returning, thank you for returning. This is going to be a hot mess because there's just stacks and stacks of stuff all around me, but I did want to show what I've been working on in the past year and some of the things I have kitted up to work on in the coming year. And I do have a finish, and it was one of the things I didn't bring with me. You can tell kind of, if you look behind me, I'm not in my normal spot. I'm in my home in Sisters. It's the place that I plan on retiring to as soon as I sell my other house. So you get a different view today. So I'm just going to dive right in. The first one I want to show you is, and I'm really not very prepared, this is for Snowfall. This is a Priscilla and Chelsea stitch along. I started it. I kind of got a little sidetracked. I don't really care for how white works. For some reason it's kind of lame. It's skinny, it doesn't show up as nicely, but I did pick it up again and I'm really enjoying this. Oops, let me get all this out of the way here. So I changed the colors up on the house. The color I'm using here is Manor Red. Other than that, most everything here is called for colors. And I'll just back it up here a little bit. And I changed it to Manor Red because I was in Acorns and Threads one day and I saw this on the wall, and oops, sorry for the glare. And it has a red barn in it, and it's also stitched on dove, and I thought, oh, those will be great companion pieces. So I decided to change up the color for the PC4 Snowfall, and then those two are going to go together. I haven't started the other one. I just have the pattern and I have the fabric. Okay, so that is one. I have been stitching on that recently quite a bit. The next one I want to show you is a Kathy Barrick Heaven and Nature Sing. I'm sorry, I could have taken all of these out of the packages, but it would have taken me forever, and I just wanted to get this up here. This is what I have done so far. I've got sort of the hind leg of the deer and one of the baskets. This is being stitched on 32 count vintage maple sugar. And here's the flosses for that. They are really pretty. They show up nicely on this. And this is the project bag that it's in. So working on that one. I probably won't stitch on that one until the season starts rolling around again. The next one is one that Farm Girl had enticed us all with, and that is the Horse Country Holiday. Oops, there we go. I changed up even from the colors that Country Sampler was using. I don't recall what this is. It's a lakeside linen of some sort. It's a 40 count. I haven't got very far. I just have the top done, and these are the colors that I'm using. So I probably will get back to this one. This one kind of transcends, except for the spots on it that looks like snow. This kind of transcends seasons. Here is a Prairie Schooler that I'm working on. It's a Santa, I believe. I don't have the cover here. I don't have the card here because I blew it up. It's the 1986 Prairie Schooler Santa. And this is on the called for linen and colors. So Mr. Santa, he will also probably go away until next season. I don't know. I may get him out and finish him. The next one I have is a freebie that Beth Twist of Heartstring Samplery put out, I think 2 years ago. It is Yukon Cornelius. You can find it on her website if you go and look. And it's a drum. And it says cornmeal and gunpowder, ham hocks, and guitar strings. I am pretty close to having this done, and I really would like to get it put together. I'd like to have this drum done. And here is the project bag that it's in. The next one is another heartstring. I really like heartstring sampler. I really like Beth Twist, and it is the Hibernation Day. This was one of the first pieces I started working on, and I worked on it a bit when I was after my surgery. It was slow going, but I really like it. And here's what I have done. This is on a 32 count hand dye that I dyed myself. Here's the colors that go with that. And here is the project bag that I have that in. Yes, as someone mentioned, I don't remember who got a chuckle out of it, but I do make a project bag for all my projects. In fact, I'll get to some where I have a stack that I have all kitted up with the project bags, and I have a few that don't have their project bags yet, but they will get them before I start working on them. The next whip I have is One Story Christmas Eve. It's a Brenda Gervais. I really, really like this. I started on it. It's been in timeout quite a while. I don't like the coverage. Didn't get very far. Oops, here it goes. This is on I know it's an Aztec red. I'm not sure which count. It's probably the called for 36 count. So I have a love-hate relationship with 36 count, particularly when you're working on weeks dye works. The linen is a little bit more, it's not as structured, I guess is a good word. I'm probably going to just turn this around, and I'm going to start over at the top, and I'm probably going to use 2 threads instead of 1 thread. It's one of those things for me, it's a hit and miss. You have to figure out whether you're going to do 2 or 1 on 36 count. The threads that I'm using on this, I do a lot of regular hand embroidery, and the thread that I use a lot of thread now, but the thread that I really used a lot of is Cosmo. These are really nice. They don't sell them this way anymore, but they come off, they're in a spool, and they come off the spool as 2 threads. So you're not having to separate things, and you just roll it off the spool and cut what you need. So I'm using, I did a conversion to Cosmo, and then I have some, let me hold them up here. I have some DMC. So that's one I really do want to get back to. I think this is so me. This is what I like. And here is the project bag that is in. Okay, I should probably put these in here because things are going to get all mixed up. This one, this is the Farmhouse Christmas. I have all of them. I actually won a large piece of fabric from Priscilla and Chelsea when this first came out. I was one of their first giveaway winners. These are all the threads for that. This, sadly, is all I have done. But I do have some very specific plans for this. These are probably going to go into a wall hanging quilt. So I do need to get back to that. Only so much time in a day. And so many things to stitch. The other one that's been holding my attention lately is one I've been wanting to start for a long time, and that is the Noelle sampler by Brenda Gervais. In fact, I have plans. I've been collecting them either out of the magazine or as freebies, little tiny ornament size things that say Noelle. I want to have a Noelle tree. And that's just one of my long-term goals. Not going to happen this year, but it's something that I want to do. Here's what I have done on this one. This is on a, oh, let me look. Do I have it still on here? I don't. I believe this is a 40 count light exemplar. Let me get that out of the way. This is so pretty. The colors. I'm using all DMC. I have to say, Brenda Gervais certainly has an eye to do the colors. And I pulled all these colors and I put them on the, let me turn it around here. I put it on there. And when you hold it up to the fabric, these, they shine like silk, and they're perfect. Perfect colors. Love the colors on this. So that one will probably continue to have attention throughout the year regardless of the season, because I really would like to have that done by next holiday season. Again, its own bag. Okay, let's see, what else have we got here? This one, I'm not sure. Oh, those were colors from another one. Okay, so let's switch seasons here. Next one, these are kind of spring into summer. This is Spring Delivery by Brenda Gervais. And this is what I have done on it. This is a 40 count, not sure what color. It looks, I know it's not a pear, but it's in that family color, that vicinity. Let me put that behind there. And this is very pretty. I also have a very tiny start on, ooh, this one has two. Very tiny start on August Wordplay. Oh, can't show you that. Let's see if I can get the, that's what it looks like, August Wordplay. I think a lot of you have done a lot of the wordplay. And this is on a 40 count Velt, I think is the color. Okay, so there's that, and there's the project bag that I have those in. This is another one of my very favorites. I don't know why I haven't been stitching on it. It's a spring summer. This is another Brenda Gervais. I'm definitely a fan, and it is called Nest. And this is what I have done. I have become a serial starter. This is on 36 count Mellow. I believe that this is the called for color. And these are the project bag that I have for that. I thought that was appropriate. This is very popular. And then I started making little project bags for the threads. It's a snow day here, like many places in the Northwest. It's snowing right now. I'm looking at the window. We have only about 3 inches. It's supposed to get maybe another 3 inches sometime today. It's not the heavy snowfall. It's kind of the spitting snowfall. But it's really pretty. It's kind of a lazy day. You know, the day to stay in your jammies and stitch and whatever. I'm thinking after video, it's probably nap time. That's kind of what it's feeling like. But it's nice to have these snow days. Okay, what's the next one? The next one we have is from the Nebby Needle, and it's called Beautiful. It looks like it was made into a pillow. I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I picked this up to stitch it when I was in a hospital waiting room for somebody else's surgery. And this is on a piece of hand dye, 28 count hand dye that I dyed, and I'm just now starting on the wings. I have the body, and I really like how this is going to turn out. And it has its own little cute deer sleep stitching bag and matching thread bag. Okay, next one. If you haven't already, you might want to pause and grab a cup of tea, maybe some chocolate, put your slippers on because we've got a lot to cover. But the next one, this one is a stitch along that's done by the Stitching Sisters. What are they? The Stitching Sisters. I can't remember. But what it is 2 B's and ABCs by Rosewood Manor. And I'm doing this on one of my hand dyes that is that I did with turmeric. And so what I did is I did the turmeric dye. Here, let me put something behind that. And then I did a coffee dye over it. So it's kind of the color of really dark mottled honey, which is what I was going for. I have this one in timeout, not because I don't love it, because I really do, but because the colors, the DMC, is too shiny. It needs to be mottled. So I haven't decided whether I'm just going to stitch it and then maybe over dye it again with tea, or I just need to dunk the fibers, the threads in tea and see if I can grunge them up a little bit to get the look I'm looking for. Here's the colors. They're beautiful colors. There's some kind of linden blues along with a lot of olives and primrose, that sort of thing. This is the bag that I made for that. On the back, it has all sorts of different bees. Again, I like to match things. Okay, so there's that one. Here's another favorite. I saw this stitched up twice at the spring Midwest Cross Retreat last year. 2 people had made them for their stitching gifts, and it was so pretty. And it's another Brenda Gervais. It is Summer at Cherry Hill. And the colors are just fantastic on this. Here's what I have done so far. This is on a vintage buttercream, 40 count vintage buttercream. And here's the flosses on that. Aren't those lovely? That's so pretty. And I have this really bright cherry red project bag and matching accessory bag to go with it for Summer at Cherry Hill. I'm looking forward to picking this one up again. I really like it. That dress, and the pomegranates, those are just stunning. Okay, so now we're gonna move into the fall autumn period. This one I started last year in October at the Midwest Cross Retreat as part of Stitch Mania. This is on a 32 count Belfast linen in flax. Oh, sorry. And this is Autumn Proctor. Trying to get it so you don't have the glare. There we go. Autumn Proctor. Here's what I have done. I love this. This really goes, if you look behind me, these are the colors of my home here. And this is in my very favorite project bag, the owls. And here is, I have to show you the floss against this. There's not a lot of colors, but they are just perfect. So here's, let's see if we can get those spread out a little bit. Here are the floss colors. And here's the baby bag, the accessory bag that everything's in. So probably we'll pick that one up again in the autumn. I like to do seasonal stitching, although I like to do it in preparation, getting ready. And I have a needle and a thread here, and I have no idea what it went to. Okay, another one that I started at the October Midwest Cross Stitch Retreat for Stitch Mania is Away We Ride. Here's my working copy. This is all I have done. This is on a big piece. What is this? This is a 30 count Confederate gray. But I love that color. Here's the flosses on that. Stunning. And the project bag. This is a reprint of a William Morris, I believe. And just a plain front. Okay. Next. This one also, oops, let me see. Do I even have a start on this one? Oh, this one's in the wrong pile. That one goes in that pile. Another for Stitch Mania that I did at the Midwest. These, oh, no, I guess I didn't get started on that one either. Okay, oh please. This goes in the not started pile. This one. This one was October Midwest Cross-Stitch Retreat. Blackbird's Designs, Feast of Friendship. There were a couple of us stitching this. Everyone else has finished theirs. I have gotten this far. I don't, oh, this is a I have the tag here, I kept it. This is a vintage Meadow Rue. And here are the flosses. I love how the rusts and the blues and the olive greens are mixed in there. I really, really like that. And here is its project bag. Kind of matches the blue and the oranges in the house. Okay, that was for fall stuff that I've started. Oh, wait, we've got one more here. This is one of my birthday starts. Actually, the last one was a birthday start too. This is Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain. I have an October birthday. I thought this was appropriate, but I did want to change this up a little bit. I wanted to not put it on the light color. I wanted something darker. I wanted it to look like it was twilight or getting dark. And so I hand dyed some fabric, and I call this Autumn Twilight. And here is my little itty bitty start. But what I wanted was the oranges and the yellows, the ochres, to really pop off of the fabric, and I think that that's going to happen here. Let me just grab, I don't have these on a ring, so they're going to be messy, but here's the DMCs. I'm going to mix some DMCs and some hand dyes depending on what it is I'm stitching. For things that are large motifs like the houses and the moon, they're going to get some hand dye. Here's the project bag that I needed for that. I love this fabric. Autumn colors. I'm not necessarily a blue color or blue person unless you kind of get into these London blues or Twilight blues. I like those. Okay, let's get into some of the miscellaneous whips I have. This one is, I started last March when I was visiting my daughter in Tucson. She really loves Freda. One of the magazines that had come out at that time had just happened to put a Freda cross stitch in there. This is definitely in her taste. It's on a, this is a linen, but I believe it's called raspberry chocolate or chocolate raspberry. Here, let me put something behind it. I have her dress almost completely stitched, but then I came back home and kind of set it aside and haven't finished it. These are the flosses though. I had started it originally on a lighter fabric that it had called for, and the colors just weren't, they're fading into the background, so I changed it up. I like this Adobe color. I think that will look nice in her house. Next miscellaneous one, this was a birthday start, not this October, but the previous October, and I had gotten started on it and set it aside. There's so many things I want to stitch, but I definitely want to get back to this one. Lisa Kendra Stitcher and I are both stitching it. She's much further along. It's a long dog, and it is hoity-toity. I'm doing it on a tin roof. I think this is a 36 count, I believe, and that is what I have done on it. Definitely going to get back to that one. This one has no season. It can be stitched on it anytime. This is the out of the world project bag that I made for this. It's made out of a piece of tapestry. I got a little carried away, but I love it. It's gorgeous. It's got its own little tassels, it's got some beads, etc. The next one, I think I started this on Stitch Mania and then didn't get any more put in except for the day that I worked on it, and it is Little House Needleworks Needleworker. And I can thank Hedgerow Stitcher for getting me into this one. She had stitched it, and I just thought it was gorgeous. This is on a piece of, I know I hand dyed it, I don't remember what it's on. It looks like it might be a 32 count. And this is what I have done. Not a whole lot. These are the colors. I think this will look great in my home here. It will match the colors I have in this house. And this is the project bag that it's in. I really like this one because I found this cute little zipper pull. So that's another anytime. I should take that to work with me and start working on that because I'd like to get that done and hung up. I think those are the oh, here we go. Another pile. This is another Priscilla and Chelsea. Sorry about that, Chelsea. Stitch Along. This one is Pumpkin Hollow Farms. I love everything pumpkin. I have a small start on that. Here we go. There we go. This is on a 40 count, I believe. I wanted to make it a little bit smaller. Maybe not. Maybe that might be a 36 count. And these are all the called for colors. I do know I'm going to change up at least one of the colors. I'm not totally thrilled with this Pumpkin Harvest. It's just too light. I need darker pumpkins, but they're very pretty. Okay, I have another loose thread here, not sure where that goes to either. Lots of ums here. Next one I'm working on is 'Tis the Season. That was also Stitch Along. A lot of people have finished. I was working on it when I was recuperating from surgery. I started it on this piece of hand dye that I got from Victoria Sampler. I wasn't loving it. It was kind of, yeah. So I put that down and I picked out a piece of hand dye that I had done. This is, I believe, a 32 count. It's kind of a very light cocoa color. Oops, I got it backwards here. And I'm liking this a whole lot better. Here's, I changed up my colors. I picked my own out of my stash from Victoria Motto. And these are the colors that I'm using for 'Tis the Season. That also will probably sit for a while until it's time to start stitching for Christmas again. Oh my, I'm looking out the window. The snow is really picking up. So it's going to be a fun drive home tomorrow. Not going to be a fun drive. Okay. The last one I have that is a WIP that I have with me today is Merrily Merrily We Welcome Spring. I ordered this all kitted up. So it came with the called for colors and the 36 count oaken. And I am loving this one. The colors are stunning. Here, I'm just gonna kind of hold. These are the colors. This is the fabric. It's gorgeous. And I have this much done on that. I'm gonna love this. This is gonna hang in my living room. Okay, so those are the WIPs, the works in progress. I have several things that I'm probably going to start on this year that I have kitted up. One of them was, or is, here, let me just pull it out and show you while I'm talking about it. This was a class, I believe, in a little stitch shop. I don't remember the name. Hold on here. Might be able to tell you. Sorry, lots of crinkling here. Nope, I don't see the shop name. It's a shop back on the East Coast, and it was a Sue Hillis class. And I got a call, oh gosh, like 6:30 or 7 one morning from Lisa Kinder's sister, and she said, look at this picture. And she sent me a picture, and she goes, there's 2 kids left. I'm gonna order one. You need to call right now, which I did. And this is what the top of it looks like. But what it is a, it's a kit to make a sewing box. So the whole thing came with the pattern, came with the box. The box came already lined. Came with a little, came with all the trim, etc. It's really pretty. I am not a blue person. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go find the same size of box. I will probably line it with some copper colored fabric, something that has reds and browns and blacks in it, which are more my color. I may or may not use the linen that it came with. It's really pretty. It looks like, oh, it's a vintage country mocha. So there's also buttons. There's all sorts of goodies in this. But what I think I'm going to do, and I already went and bought different floss. Oh, I thought I had it with me. Oh, I do. Okay. So I bought some different, oh, here's some more. I bought some different floss. I got some Belle Spa in mahogany. Those are the colors I'm going to do this in. Again, this is what the top looks like. So the shop actually is called Tiny Stitches, I just found. But it came with everything. I mean, there was goodies in here. It came with all the cardboard. It came with the padding. It came with the trim. But I do believe that once I get this put together, I will probably put this up for someone else to stitch, to sell this in the original blue colors, because I'm not going to use those. However, they are stunning. So this is I think it's called sassafras. I can't say it right now. It's not focusing very well. But those are the colors that it came in with the Country Vintage Mocha. So sometime, maybe this summer, I will get stitching on that, because I would really like to have that box done. There's all sorts of goodies in here. Okay, so came in its own project bag. The next things that I have kitted up, oops, sorry, and I've had them kitted up for quite a while, or they came kitted up, that I want to get to work on. Some of these I might get started this wintry season, because they're winter-y looking. The first one is an ink circles. I got this and it was all kitted up. It's called Spring Snow. I love this. I love deer. This is 30 count dove. So that's what that's going to be on. And there's the colors. I think that'll be a fairly quick stitch. Probably won't get it done, but I'll probably get it started. Okay, I'm running out of places to put everything. The next one was something that Country Sampler had posted on their Instagram, and I saw it and immediately went and ordered it. And that is, it's called Flora and Fauna. And it came with a Confederate gray, 36 count Confederate gray, and here's the floss and the fabric. So that's going to be really, really pretty. Not quite such a quick stitch, but pretty nonetheless. Last weekend, Lisa, Kendra Stitcher, and I went to Acorns and Threads, and they had the Super Bowl sale, and basically it was you picked a poker chip, and whatever color the poker chip corresponded with a percentage off. And what I ended up doing was kitting up Ann Dale. Ann Dale is a Shakespeare's Peddler pattern. It's big. It's Ann Dale, big and beautiful. This is what it looks like. It's a sampler. I am definitely on a sampler kick right now. And it takes, oh gosh, let me see, 2, 7, 9, 12, 17, 22, 24, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 34 skeins of thread, which are all right here, lots of them. And I am doing this on the called for vintage pear. This is a 40 count vintage pear, and vintage pear is kind of a dusty green, I guess I would call that. And I will get it started. I got startitis. I'm not doing the Stitch 9 challenge. I had thought I would, but I had already told myself at the beginning of the year, I'm just going to stitch on whatever makes me happy at the time. So I don't want to feel any self-imposed pressure on finishing anything. I'm just going to enjoy it. The industry I work in, I work in project management. Everything is very structured. I manage the project management office. That's my job, is to make sure it stays structured. I don't want home to be structured. I want home to be fun and adventurous and spur of the moment. So that's going to get started sometime this year. I had a lot of changes in my life in 2018, and 2019 I made up my mind was going to be a really good year. And I saw this pattern, and it's like, oh, this is perfect. This is kind of a mantra. It's just good common sense. But basically, it says the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and it has trees. I'm definitely a tree girl. And I thought that this would be a great motivational piece for me to stitch. I'm going to do it in 36 count aspen. I had never seen this before. It's a beautiful, it's a gray color with just the slightest hint of like a spruce behind it. And then these are the threads that are going to go in that. And again, that's a Bent Creek little bitty sampler. The next one I've had kitted up for quite a while. I just haven't started it. And that is Christmas Garden by Blackbird Designs. I'm going to do this on a 32 count linen that I hand dyed, tea coffee dyed. I believe I did a green tea dye on this one. No, oh, I remember. No, actually, it's a double dye. It's a green tea dye, but I also did a ruby red tea dye on top of it. So it's a real pretty color. It's got the traditional, tea color down. Brown on it, and then it has just a hint of pink and just a hint of kind of a twig color. And I'm not going with the colors that's called for. I went and picked out my set. There's really only 4 colors, but you use a lot of them. So the colors I chose are Heirloom Gold and Forest Glade, Caramel Corn, and Briar Rose. I think those are going to be lovely. So that'll be a start sometime. The next one I have kitted up and ready to go whenever I'm ready to go is Grateful, Thankful, Blessed, Brenda Gervais. I will be doing that on, let's see, this looks like something I hand dyed as well. It looks like a 32 count. I would say that this is a tea and coffee dye. And I don't have the colors on a floss ring, so I'm not sure that that's going to be very useful to show you. Let's see, let's try this. Maybe I can. So here's some of the colors along with these. And again, I'm going to do a mix of DMC and hand dyes, using the DMC where you don't need to use very many, of the hand dyes where it really makes a difference. And this is the project bag that I made. It also says Grateful, Thankful, Blessed, and it's Thanksgiving themed. A really pretty brown with some gold on the back, and a little mini bag for all the floss. Okay. I'm running out of room here. Another one I have kitted up is Friends of the Heart. I think Donna Ray finished hers. I know she was working on it for a while. I haven't started mine. Oh, I even have my recipe for how I dyed it. So this is a hand dye. 2 bags of green tea, 1 bag of chai in 1.5 cups of water for 2 hours. And then I rinsed it, and I did a double dye with 1 bag of green tea and 1.5 cups of water. So a nice little hand dye there. This is a 28 count cashel. And here are the colors. Again, another mix of DMC and called for. Oh, this is the bag. It has some French kind of cream colored fabric and some really pretty autumn floral colored, and of course matching floss bag. Another one that I just kitted up, and I don't have the fabric to show you, but it is oaken, is the Winter Pass, which is a blackbird design. These are the fabrics. I'll hold them up against this other one that is oaken so you can kind of see how those are going to look. Doesn't that gold on there just jump out? It's so pretty. So that's kitted up and ready to go whenever I want to start it. This one I purchased when it came out. It is the O Tannenbaum by Brenda Gervais. I did not like the fabric that it came with, which is a Legacy. I mean, I love the fabric, I love the color, but it's too green for me. It didn't really look like what I thought the picture looked like. So I may still change my mind and go back and use this, but just in case I don't like it, I also have a picture or a vintage smoked white cashel, which I thought looked a little bit more like what the picture showed. So not sure which one I'm going to end up using, but that's ready to go. Here's the project bag that it's in. It's a nice plaid. Let's see. Another one I have kitted up ready to go is a Scarlet House and a grater. And I'm doing that on a limited run, so it doesn't really have a color. A limited run of Lakeside, and I bought that, I think, at the attic not last year, yeah, last year. So I bought that at the attic, and here's the colors. It's kind of it's a gray, but it's got hints of brown in it, and the colors on there just look awesome. So I think that's going to be really pretty. I think the called for was, it was tin roof, so it's about the same hue. It's definitely not the same color, but it's the same hue. Here's the project bag I have in here. I hand dyed the fabric on the inside too to match the colors here in the roses. I know it seems kind of silly to do that, but I enjoy it. It's fun, so it's for me. There's the little floss bag. Makes me happy. We should all do things that make us happy. Okay, I've got just a few more here. This is one I really, really wanted to start. Wow, the snow, sorry, squirrel, it's distracting me. I really wanted to start it this holiday season, and time just got away. I want to get out the thread because you really need to see how the thread and everything goes together. Gotta give it the shake. Yeah, give it the shake. Can't get it all out there. So these are the threads. This is the fabric, which is a vintage meadow rue. It's kind of a darker version of that. That's okay. And it's the Stacy Nash Christmas at Hollyberry Farm. Oops, lots of glare. There we go. There's the colors. Really like that. And here's the project bag that it's in. Nice Christmas one. Some vintage looking fabric. I think this fabric is from Thimbleberries many, many moons ago. So that one's kitted up, ready to go. Oh, I lied. There's 4 more. Okay. Plum Street Samplers. I'll try to speed this up a little bit. I don't know how long this is now. Oh, 47 minutes. Not too bad. Sunflower House, Plum Street Samplers. I love me some sunflowers. This is a Victoria motto. It's really pretty. It has hints of kind of a peach and a green. I really, really like that. It's going to look lovely. Let me hold the thread up next to it and you'll see what I mean. That's going to be really pretty. So again, that's for Sunflower House. And here is the project bag. I also hand dyed this one to match the dusty green on the bag, and I have a little floss bag for that. That'll be fun. That will definitely come out this summer and get worked on. Another Plum Street with some more sunflowers. It's the Sampler House 4. And I'm going to be doing that on, I'm pretty sure this is a meadow rue, and this looks like a 40 count meadow rue. And here are the flosses. And here is the project bag. This fabric is from a fabric line called Kansas Troubles, and this is the, she calls it pumpkin or harvest or whatever. But so she has several prints, but it's this color, this kind of really burnt orangey, pumpkin-y color that I just adore. And here is the little floss thing. I actually quilted this because I was having some fun. Linda Jo quilted one of hers, and it's like, oh, I need to do that too. So I quilted this one, and it's lovely. I know I'll have enough Halloween things when I get this one done, that this bag will be reused. I really like the color. And then it has some kind of berry colored flowers in there, so we've got a berry colored zipper on it. One more Halloween, another Plum Street. So Plum Street, Preschooler, Brenda Gervais, those are definitely all my thing. So Halloween delivery. And this has this is a Victoria motto, and it kind of looks like an exemplar. That's about the color of it. These are the threads. They're just darling. And then this is the project bag. So I've got some more crows on there. And then the little floss bag that goes with it. One more. And then I'll show you just a little bit of haul. Of course, there's been a lot of haul in between the time that I stopped doing videos last year and then picking it up again. You're just kind of seeing the majority of it. This one came already kitted. I belong to the Dying to Stitch. 3 of their clubs. This one was the Ladies Prim Society. This is going to be really crinkly. I apologize. I should have taken this one out. I'll just leave it in there. But basically, this is that giant strawberry, and it's so pretty. I've seen it completely done. So it's the first winds of autumn. And it comes with, does it say on here so I don't have to open it up? It doesn't. Let me open it up. Let's see what the fabric is. So it's called Vintage Beeswax. And there's the color. It also has the velvet with it. I know, lots of glare. And then here are the threads. And I think others have shown this as well. And then it does have its own bag as well. It's another crow. It needs a crow bag. It's got a crow on it. And then here's the little matching accessory. Okay, that was everything that's kitted up and ready to go. That may or may not be started this year. It probably will. I'll probably have another 20, 30 starts. I don't know if I'll do it during Stitch Mania or not. It'll just be when I want to. I did pick up during Janine's Acorns of Threads during the sale. I picked up some really, really pretty fabric, so I will share that. This is a 46 count Havana. It's a Weeks Dye Works. And I just love that brown coppery green color. I also, I picked this one up, set it down, picked it up, set it down, and then I ended up buying it. It's a half yard, it's a double dye, and I have another piece, I might have 2 pieces of this, but I really, really like it. It is a Lakeside linen, and it's called Vintage Autumn Gold. Get some of the thread off of there. And it's another variation of green and copper and brown, and it's really pretty. That's not really showing true to color. It's showing kind of grungier than it is. It's more, maybe that's better. That looks like what it is. And then I also, one of my all-time favorites is Vintage Buttercream, and they had a big piece, so I just picked up a big piece to use for when I'm kitting stuff up. So, oh, 2 more things. Hold on. Long Dog Sampler came out with a new pattern recently, and I saw that, and it's like, oh, I really, really need to have that. Both Lisa and I ended up buying it. It's the Game of Swans. If you haven't seen it, you're going to need to go check it out. I don't know what background fabric I'm going to be doing this on. I'm still debating. It might be a gray. I'm not sure. But while I was there was another pattern that I've been wanting to buy for a long time. I just love the patchwork buffalo on it, and that is Band of Braves. So those are a couple of recent purchases. Julie at Gulf Coast Stitches is having a pre-market sale on a lot of the things that are coming out at market, and I have a big long list, and I'm going to have to go cull it down and send that off to her today. Other than that, the rest of my day is going to be looking outside at the snow and stoking the fire and stitching. So I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope you have a great Valentine's Day and the rest of February. It might be another 2-3 weeks before we talk again, but thank you for stopping by and for letting me share my WIP parade with you. So happy stitching, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye.